In Danish we say tyr.
Are we all reading the same thing? But everybody else had like some sort of oomph to their word, and I really like that. I like the power.
Hello! For me, at least, we had classes about it in elementary school. We studied it for 3 years. We had classes once a week, every week.
Yeah, we also studied it, but we had it like for a month in high school when we had to learn all the family branches.
Yeah.
But it was a really long time ago, so I don't remember all.
I think we had it in elementary school as well, but we also had to know the names and the gods and everything.
We studied it a lot, but I think I forgot. But I'm just very forgetful, so let's see. But I have like restudied because I have gained some interest again. But it wasn't necessarily the most famous ones, so that's why I think I might not know too much.
We studied it a little bit, but we mostly focused on Finnish mythology. And it has some similarities, so it might be a little confusing to me.
The reason why it was 3 years is because then there's like Icelandic stories that are based off it but are not part of the Norse mythology. So it would like go into like basically Icelandic class when we're learning like grammars and stuff. So it's like a little bit of mix, but that's also like when we were like 8. So I don't know if I remember anything.
So where I'm from in school, I don't think we learned anything at all about Norse mythology. I think we learned about like Greek mythology. There was a little bit of like compare and contrast there, but mostly just Greek mythology. I don't know what's happening. I feel like in the US we would say Odin, but it's the first time I'm reading this word.
Okay, in Finland we would say Odin.
In Iceland we say Odin.
In Swedish we say Odin.
In Norwegian we say Odin.
In Danish we say Odin.
I mean, it sounds like the same word each time, but with a different accent. It sounds uniquely pretty from each of you.
Like for me, we don't spell it with a D, we spell it with a V, which is a special Icelandic character. That is like, it looks like a D, but it has like a line on the top, and the pronunciation is like V, V. So it becomes like a Odin, like a little bit more smoother, I feel like.
Yeah, because Norway, Sweden and Denmark are similar.
I think we're gonna be same for almost everything.
Odin.
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 Like more like a oo sound.
In Denmark I think it's more O. Odin.
For me, if it's 2 Ds, it would be Odin, but like there's only 1 D, so that's why I pronounce it like that.
We would say Odin as Odin. Oh, there is a D sound, but we add another O in it to make it easier to pronounce.
As an American, I would probably read this as Frigg.
I'm not 100% sure. I think we would say this as Frigg.
In Iceland we would say Frigg.
So in Swedish we would say Frigg or Frigga.
In Norwegian we will say Frigg.
In Danish you would say Frigg.
I kind of like that it's not always the same like amount of syllables. But again, it's like, I feel like the way I said it versus the way you said it was just like an American trying to pronounce something with a bad accent. But it's still like, I think is easy to recognize across everybody.
I mean, I can hear that Danish is saying the R in their throat a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we do that where I'm from in Sweden a bit too, but I'm trying to speak very like the national Swedish. But that was the one thing I was thinking about.
I mean, in Icelandic, we like, it's not 2 Gs, it's 1. So for us, we say like the I longer, like Frigg, instead of like Frigg.
So in Denmark, can you pronounce it for me one more time?
In Denmark you would say Frigg.
Frigg. Wait, I want to try harder. Frigg. Is it better?
That's good.
In America, we would just say Thor. Okay, this one's easy, thanks to Marvel.
In Finland, we would say Thor.
In Iceland, we would say Thor.
In Sweden, we would say Thor.
In Norway, we will say Thor.
In Denmark we would say Thor.
I feel like this is the one that has like a lot of differences because it's like the very well known, like, do your countries all write it like TH?
No, T-O-R.
There's no T in mine.
Eh? Oh, because you have that.
Wait, how did you say it
right?
again?
Thor. So just like how Odin is with a th, this is with a th, which is a whole other Icelandic letter. Wow. So it's only 3 letters for us, and the O is also a different O word basically, but yeah, it's like th.
But it's a different letter you have, right?
Yeah, TH like usually is like th, thop, thop.
It sounds so nice to listen to.
Yeah,
Icelandic
yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's so much softer, I feel like.
Yeah, it's my stepdad's name. So.
It sounds very charismatic.
I found it really like interesting how everybody had like either a T or a TH sound. I think everybody had their own like way to begin the word, but also it was interesting because like the O went between like O and kind of, and then the R is just sometimes like not even existent. The R is like rounding out the word. In America, I'm gonna go with Loki.
In Finland, we would pronounce this as Loki.
In Iceland, we would say Loki.
In Swedish, we would say Loke.
In Norwegian, we would say Loke.
In Danish, you would say Loke, but we don't have the I, we have the E.
Oh, we have E as well, yeah.
So it would be Loke. Yeah, you all have this. We all have the same.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody started with L, right?
Yeah.
But the rest of it did not sound the same. I got the L and that was it. It went from like, it kind of sounded like going from like Logi to Lucky, like somewhere in between there.
Funny because to me it sounds so similar.
Yeah.
For me, like it all sounds basically the same.
I mean, especially you and me, we're basically saying exactly same thing every time, yeah.
So is there like a difference in the way you would spell it from what we see in the English language?
In Norwegian, we will say Loke.
Same in Denmark.
Yeah, it's the same, like Loki for Icelandic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same for Finnish too.
As an American, I will butcher this as Mjolnir.
I think we would pronounce this as Mjolnir.
In Iceland, we say Mjolnir.
In Sweden, we say Mjolnir.
In Norway, we will say Mjolnir.
In Denmark, you would say Mjolnir. But this is again like we don't have the I, we have an E.
Oh, we also have E.
Oh yeah, Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. And then Ö.
As well, yeah.
Mine is also a different kind of but it's not, we don't have the we have the with the two dots.
Oh, I also have that with two dots, yeah.
You have the same as us, yeah.
And this time, I feel like it all sounded cohesive, like we were all saying the same word, but everybody had like a different, not just different accent, but you enunciated a different part of the word.
Like the emphasis. is
Yeah,
different.
that's what I wanted to say exactly. So it was interesting to hear like everybody put power at different parts. And I feel like the English way, like the American English way of pronouncing this is very like relaxed, but everybody else had like some sort of oomph to their word. And I really like that. I like the power.
It's also like, it's the name of like Thor's hammer. So it's like.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea what we're talking about. I've never seen Thor, so I'm actually really lost.
I mean, even when I watch the movie, sometimes I don't get they're talking about it because they're pronouncing it so
Oh, the pronunciation is so, yeah, that makes sense too though. So from the other times, I noticed like Norway and Sweden had kind of like similar pronunciations, but this time it sounded quite different. Could you guys just say that like one more time?
Okay, so in Swedish it's Mjolnir.
In Norwegian, it's Mjolnir.
Still sounds really similar.
I think the sound is similar, like the actual sounds you're making, but it was definitely like a difference on how you divided the word and like the enunciation.
I think the longer the words get, because we have a little different sing-songy, it goes differently. So just short words, it would be similar, but longer, you would
Yeah,
notice
but the
it.
Swedish is softer.
Yeah, they are more, I feel like you're more sing-songy than we.
Yeah, Norway sing more.
In America, I would say Heimdall. This looks like a German word.
In Finland, I would say Heimdall.
In Iceland, we say Heimdallur.
I think in Sweden we say Heimdall.
In Norway, we say Heimdall.
In Denmark, we say Heimdall.
I'm not really sure about like Norse side of things, but at least like looking at this, because American English takes a lot of their inspiration from German. So from that perspective, that's why I said like Heimdall instead of Heimdall. But it seems like it was actually pretty like 50-50. So this half said Heim, and then at the end you were saying Heim, right?
Isn't it because you're closer to Germany, you would pronounce it like that?
Yeah, we definitely have some like similarity German and Denmark, yeah.
I feel like also Icelandic is closer to Old Norse, where like the names used to end, almost all of them used to end in like UR. So we keep that still. So Like instead of it being shortened, like in the other ones, it goes just like Heimdall. We keep the Old Norse ending like Dallur.
So it's a double L and UR.
Oh, okay. What is Heimdall or Hamdall?
Like Heim, it means, at least in Icelandic, it means like home or world. Like Heimdall is the one that can see everything in the world. Like he opens the gate between the Midgard, which is our world, and Asgard, which is the word of the gods. Okay. So he's the one in charge of the gate in between the worlds.
That job sounds stressful. I would be growing gray hair.
I'm just pronouncing the words very like the way Finnish people would read the word. At least in my knowledge, I don't think we have Finnish versions of these words. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Maybe I should Google this first. But yeah, so I'm just pronouncing it the way Finnish people would pronounce that word.
As an American, I would say Baldur.
In Finland, we would pronounce this Baldur.
In Iceland, we would say Baldur.
In Swedish, we would say Balder.
In Norwegian, we will say Baldur.
In Danish, we would say Baldur.
You sounded so Norwegian when you said that, yeah.
I heard different words every time. I heard different syllables. That was really interesting. So like the L and the R are pretty much like either there or just not there completely, depending on where you're from. That's really cool.
We don't have the U, we have the E. Balder.
Yeah, I would say like tire or tur. That was not beautiful. That was not graceful.
In Finland, we would say Tyr.
In Iceland, we say Tyr.
In Swedish, we say Tyr.
In Norwegian, we say Tyr.
In Danish, we say Tyr.
Are we all reading the same thing?
We're not reading the same thing. This is how it's spelled in English.
Okay, yes. So I'm really curious because I see Tyr. So I know that it's not spelled the same for you, but what sound does the Y make for you guys?
We pronounce Y as U.
For like in Icelandic, the spelling is a Y but with a comma on top.
Okay.
So we have just Y, but this one is say E.
For me, it's Y.
Wait, one more time.
For Norwegians, it's Y.
For Swedish, at least, I heard that this is one of the hardest vowels to learn. You have that too, I guess, yeah.
In Denmark, you say Y. So it's also kind of the same, yeah.
It's the R that made it sound differently.
Because you can hear the R really in Danish. It's always gone.
It goes like in the.
Yeah, like you're throwing up.
Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like we add also another Y in it, so it would be Tyr.
In America, I would say like Asgard or Asgard.
In Finland, we would say this as Asgard.
In Iceland, we say Ásagarður.
Oh.
I was so surprised. In Sweden, we would say Asgard.
In Norwegian, we will say Asgard.
In Denmark, we would say Asgard.
What the heck?
Yeah, I've heard that this is way different between them all.
Sounds like you're saying Oscar, the name.
Yeah, it's true.
So nobody likes the letter A, do you guys?
We don't say A.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's like ah.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. So more like a oh, it's not like it was not cohesive at all.
In Icelandic, as becomes Ása.
Ausa. Wait, yours was really interesting. Can you say it again?
So like guard becomes garður. Garður, like a garden.
Yeah.
And then as, which is like Æsir, the gods, they're called Æsir. So that's like a conjugation of that is Ásagarður.
I never thought about that actually.
It's nice. Like I always feel like talking about Norse mythology, even though it's technically like a religion from our like descendants, or like our ancestors, I mean, not our descendants. Yeah. But like, I don't know, it always makes me feel more like connected to like my culture, like the Viking background. I don't know, that's why I've always really liked Norse mythology.
Yeah.
So it's always fun to hear like how the countries that kind of come from that background still, how they're similar and how they're different, how like our languages have developed and evolved from each other.
But I think also it's kind of nice to hear that we're quite similar. Like even if it sounds really different, like Iceland or Finnish, we can still understand. Like Denmark, Sweden, Norway can still understand Finland and Iceland.
So today we pronounced Norse mythology, gods and places names today.
If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe and leave a comment.
We will see you soon.
Bye!